Welcome to my comparison video of a modded 2021 Honda Talon R and a 2023 Can-Am XRS Turbo RR. I compare the Honda as a modded diesel pickup truck and tasteful mods, but always have the thirst for horsepower and speed. Added the Jackson Racing Turbo Kit, added the tuning and fuel system from PPEI versus a completely stock Can-Am XRS Turbo RR. Both approximately the same horsepower to the wheels, 200 horse advertised versus 195, 196 on a dyno to the rear wheels. The Honda rides and drives like a diesel truck. It's rude, it's rough, it lets you know what you're doing, it lets you feel everything. It's very organic. Compared to the Can-Am is very sports car-esque. Everything is, in my opinion, refined. It's the steering, the throttle inputs, just the way everything works. It rides like a very luxury sports car, in my opinion. They're both great machines. They both have totally different personalities. And at the end of the day, you have to choose the personality and the mayhem that suits you. Seeing what the difference is, stock versus highly modified, I can tell you out of the box, the performance, the suspension, the power, with zero modifications, with zero changes. I haven't even touched the Shox on this. Riding it through ditches, riding it over hills, jumping it, riding it up and down hill climbs. Comparing the two, this machine out of the box is absolutely phenomenal. It is scary, it is fast, but it's almost lies to you. It's so quiet, it's so smooth. The throttle input is so linear. It's very misleading, very misleading. Just riding around here on these wet roads with the fallen leaves on them, it gets pretty sketchy pretty fast. And it doesn't tell you it's about to get sketchy. It just, next thing you know, you're sideways. That thrill and exhilaration is absolutely amazing. It's what I was looking for. It's what I felt was lacking with the Honda, was that hold on tight to the steering wheel, hold your breath, and prepare for a heck of a ride. The seating position of the Can-Am, in my opinion, is superior in every way, shape, or form. The leg room for the driver on the Can-Am is unparalleled. In fact, I have to move the seat forward to be comfortable in it. Whereas the Honda, it's tight, it's comfortable, but you don't have the leg room. If you are a taller guy, 6 foot plus, I could see where the Honda would be a little tight for you. The Honda feels more like an office chair. You're upright. The seats are firm but comfortable. The sitting position is very straight up and down. Getting in and out of the Can-Am was a major concern. That was a comment that was made to me by people, that it is hard to get in and out of. I don't find it hard to get in and out of. One thing I do like is the factory retracting harnesses. I love that they use a Carlin style switch. Everything seems to be very well laid out. These are easily replaceable with a Carlin style switch that you can buy anywhere in the world. I'm not a huge fan of the switches that Honda uses. I've had issues with the headlight switch, the contacts burning, and there's no replacements unless you go back to Honda. The Super ATV window on the Honda Talon, I think, is superior. I absolutely love this windshield. The thickness of the plastic on the Honda, it seems so thick, so robust. I'm not sure if they add glass fiber to make it stiffer. It just seems so well assembled, so well put together. The Can-Am seems a little thinner, a little lighter, not quite as much reinforcement. There's a lot of movement in the dash. There's a lot of movement in the body panels. I love the ease of access of the Honda. I love the ability that I can reach in, get right at the dipstick. It's easy to get at the oil filter and transmission engine oil filter. One thing I do like about the Can-Am is the rear hub, suspension, everything seems to be very open in the back. It's going to be a little difficult getting at the oil filter. I do like that they added a greasable sway bar bushings on the front and the rear. Another thing I noticed is the belt cover seems to be extremely easy to get to, easy airbox access. I love the air filter access. It's a Donaldson style round air filter. One thing I am a little concerned with this machine is the fact that it's a smart Shox machine. It does have the travel sensors. That'll be something we have to keep an eye on, whether we have to do a cover over that, something to protect that from rocks being slung up in the, where the suspension is. To summarize, you can never replace the Honda. The Honda is undoubtedly reliable. It's not the best ride. It's not the fastest. It's not the quietest. It's not the coolest in the summertime. It's not the warmest in the winter. It is undoubtedly reliable. It's easy to work on. It's inexpensive to maintain. Absolutely love the machine. What I've done to it makes what it is so much better. 32-inch tires, suspension mods, engine mods, everything that's been added to it just makes it what it is. In the 3,200 miles and 2 years of desert riding, mountain riding, trails of West Virginia, mud riding, field riding, whatever kind of riding you want to do, it is undoubtedly amazing at what it does. It doesn't do anything particularly fantastic. It does everything good. The Can-Am, on the other hand, is a turnkey, absolute wild machine. This machine scares the daylights out of me. I've got about 80 miles on it, about 7.5 hours, and it still keeps me up at night thinking about how this thing's gonna try to kill me. Out of the box, it is just absolute rage. The Honda is calm, cool, and collected, lets you know when you can go faster, lets you know when you need to slow down. This machine here doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't indicate that you're about to get into any trouble. I look forward to riding in the desert at high speed and pushing the suspension, pushing the brakes, pushing the engine, pushing the transmission, and trying to find the limits of it, of my experience. But this machine is a wad of dynamite wrapped in blue and black plastic that absolutely scares the ever-living hell out of me. At the end of the day, you have to choose your mayhem. This is the mayhem I choose.